Hello and welcome to Berry Music Services Drumming with Mr. Power. I am Mr. Power, and if I've been into your child's school, you'll recognise me. If not, it doesn't matter, because the whole idea is we're going to work with you now with a kind of online virtual solution. So the way it's going to work, this workshop is designed for Key Stage 1 children, and it starts off really simply, and then we get more and more complicated as we work through. So it'll all be based on a PowerPoint slideshow and video, which is obviously what you're seeing at the moment. And the slideshow is designed to allow your children to work sometimes by themselves, or sometimes in a group, or in a whole class, or with a family, whichever way you want to do it. And we'll look at simple drumming and percussion techniques. We'll do things like copycat. If I've worked with your children, they'll know what that means. It's very simple. So if I clap or play a rhythm, your children will automatically clap it back. A really good way of getting rhythms to be learnt by children. We'll be doing things like playing along, so we might set up some funky bongo rhythms. You might not be able to see them. You can see one of them, I think. And the children will, whatever rhythms we've learned, the children can clap those or play those on instruments, their rhythms on the top of that, which should be really good. On the back of that, we've also got a bit of, we can play piano stuff, so we can play kind of funky stuff for the children to play the rhythms along with, yeah? So simple stuff like that. We've just got all the technology so that we can have a really fun time, because that's what music's all about. We learn through fun, and the fun comes through creating things and being really imaginative. Yeah, we've split the material into 6 weekly workshops, and obviously, like I've said, they can be covered in school or at home. It's not a problem, but your children will need a little bit of support with this, particularly with the technology. So like I've said, we start off quite simply looking at how rhythms can be put together and remembering them by what I call either food or generally drink phrases or sentences. So a rhythm like coffee, lemonade is obviously easily remembered. So if I say to the children, coffee, lemonade, in a copycat situation, they'll say it back. Or I can go, coffee, lemonade, and then you can hear the rhythm. Then we start to take the phrases away. And the lovely thing is we'll start to read notation. If your children aren't doing that already, we'll start to look at the notes, as it were. We need to work within pulse and beat and tempo, and that's what makes everything make sense. We also need to gather some hand percussion instruments, which might be quite hard at home. I appreciate that, but things like at school, there might be something like that. The likelihood is there'll be something like a guiro, which is what this is, lying around, a grooved instrument with a little spike. It's really good. So that a clap before coffee, lemonade, played on the guiro, would be quite a cool instrument. I quite like those. But the likelihood is you might not have instruments like that at home, but you will have a bowl, horrible, cheap and nasty plastic bowl. Might have a chopstick, and you can play your rhythms along with that. So lots of different ways of playing just on a bowl. You can use a frying pan. You can use anything at all that makes a noise, but not too much for your neighbours, obviously. And then another thing, we thought you might be able to use the technology that on your phone or your tablet, which we'll look at this in a bit, is GarageBand. So we've got things like drum kits that are on GarageBand, and we could do those. If you haven't got an instrument, you could play it on your. So you could play your little bass drum on your drum kit, or a World's Your Oyster. Really good. So we're trying to give you as much opportunity, as many opportunities as you can to get involved. So that was all for teachers, teaching assistants, mums, dads, just so you know what's going to happen. The next video is also, I'm going to go through what we're going to cover, the learning objectives or learning outcomes, whatever we're going to call them. The children are used to that in school, because that's really important. And then we'll get into a big video whereby we'll just make music together. So I'll see you in a bit.